Om Sahana Avadu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.どうぞ、のりこさん。また栄養の韓流から読みますね。読んでます。তুমি ওই লিওকে একবার জানো তো ঘরটা? ওকে কল করা অনুরোধ আজকে আসতে না।
永遠の伴侶スワミ・ブラマーナンダの生涯と教え。マハラージ・シュリ・ラーマ・クリシュナは人間をどのように見ていらっしゃったのでしょうか。どうぞあの方について何かお話しください。シュリ・ラーマ・クリシュナはすべての生き物の中に神を見ていらっしゃった。弟子たちへのその深い愛を見て、ある時スワミ・ビベーカナンダがこう申し上げたのだ。あなたは実に深く私たち一同を愛していらっしゃいます。その愛のためにジャダ・バラタと同じ運命にお会いになる恐れはございませんか。すると死は、そうだ、物を思うことによって人は物のようになる。だがお前は、私が愛しているのはお前たちの内にいらっしゃる神だということを理解しなければいけない。もし私の心が男または女としてのお前たちの誰かに執着するようなことがあれば、私は直ちにお前たちについての思いを自分の心から捨て去るだろうとおっしゃった。シュリ・ラーマ・クリシュナは若い弟子たちに放棄の理想をお教えになったので、世俗的な考えの人からしばしば批判をお受けになった。そのような批判に対して彼はこうお答えになるのだった。誰が世間で生活しようと私は決して反対はしない。あらゆる男女が色欲と物欲を捨てるべきであるなどと教えるわけでもない。すでにある程度霊性の目覚めている者たちにだけ放棄を教えているのだ。私はこれらの若者たちにまず知識と識別力を得てもらいたいと思っている。その後、もし彼らが望むなら世間の生活に入ったらよいのだと、本当にやってきた中の大勢の人々に向かって彼はよくおっしゃった。まず世間に出て暮らしてごらん。経験を積むのだ。そして世間に飽き飽きしたらここに治療を受けにおいでと。彼の教えはあらゆる気質のそれぞれに合うよう変化に富んでいた。終わりです。
So, is coming. So, morning session, Swami Dibbyanathan ji gave a talk on Swami Brahmananda ji. तो गोजेन स्वामी दिव्यनाथन जी はシャミ・ブラマナンダジについて話しましたけれども、私はちょっともっと続きます。Just continue the same topic with some additional information and also their interpretation about シャミ・ブラマナンダジ。またブラマナンダジについて新しいいろいろ出来事と、それ出来事の本当の意味は何ですか、それを少しそれについて話したいですね。シャミ・ブラマナンダジin the morning session or pre-lunch session, the Bhanaji told that most of the times he would talk about mundane things, some secular things before the devotees, and only on rare cases he would give some spiritual instructions to his visitors. So いつもシャミ・ブラマナンダジはこれをお客様の前、いろいろ世俗的なという、例えば趣味といろいろ話しましたけれども、霊的な話はあまり言ってなかったですね。でこれ本当は本当の駆動者に霊的なものを教えましたけれども、普通のお客様にはあまりそのことをあまり言ってなかったですね。とそれの一つ原因は、ブラマナンダジの言うことをで、本当はあなたは喉乾きの状態出ますと水をあげますと水を飲みます。喉乾かないと水をあげても飲まないですね。So if you really feel thirsty, then you would like to drink water. Then water would taste sweet. But if you don't have any urge, if you don't feel thirsty, then if someone offers you some water, will you drink it? That time say no, because you don't feel any necessity of it. Spiritual life is also same. もし本当は我々は霊的なものを知りたいだったら、それを実践したいなら、その種類人に霊的なことを言いますと、本当はそれ結果出ます。そうしないと、何が馬の耳に馬の耳に念仏みたいですね。言っても聞かないですね。その場所から避けます。So they say in Japanese proverb, if you want to say something maybe important before near the eyes of and near the ears of a horse, there will be no impact on the horse. So just 日本語で無駄になります。It will become just like a wastage. So there should be some hankering for that, some real, I should say, interest in that, some thirst for that. So this hankering, real thirst, curiosity, this is not very common. Many people, これ本当普通ではない。いっぱい人例えばいます。神様について話します。霊的なものについて話します。ですけれども、実践したくないです。口で話好きが人結構います。いっぱいいろいろ本を読んで。So they read a lots of books and they want to give a talk and discuss and they're very good in that, in this discussion. But they are all armchair spiritual persons. Armchair spiritual persons or the drawing room spiritual. They just sit comfortably, but they don't want to practice anything. So armchair, armchair これが結構お楽に座っていろいろ結構話しますけれども、実践の時、実践何もしないです。So Brahmanaji was not at all interested to speak, to talk about spirituality before those type of persons. See, there are really some interested persons, real sincere devotees, then he would sometimes give talks, or I should instruct them. その人、本当は興味がある人にいろいろ教えました。と例えば、永遠の伴侶の前にありますよ、ブラマナジの教え。その教えは、例えば、ある人に、ある一回、それではない。いろいろ信者にいろいろ時、そのブラマナジの教えを集めて、その本作りました。ですね。と、so the Eternal Companion, the book, which comprises many teachings of Brahmaji, that was not given to only one person on certain occasions. So it was collected from different sources, which he gave on different occasions. So that's why he was not a man of talking too much like that. いっぱい話の方はなかったです。本当は very choosy。本当は最初はどなた本当その方は聞いて実践したい人だけ教えてました。そうしないとブラマナジあまり言っても無駄になりますからあまり話したくないです。それがシャミブラマナジの言うことです。That was his approach. So he would not just scatter pearls before the swine. There is a word like that. So scatter pearls before the swine. They don't understand the worth of it, value of it. So the same like that. That if you want to say something before the ears of the horse, they will not understand anything. So that was Brahmanaji's approach. Now, so it is not that you just talk this type of secular things, but also he has a lover of fun also. He made a lot of jokes. And Jodan, the Tokidoki Ijibaru, それも時々ね、そうしてますね。Just to love to tease the people. His some disciples and sometimes also some devotees and sometimes brother disciples also. それがシャミブラマナジもう冗談大好きでしたですね。清大弟子と自分の弟子というわけでおかげさまでちょっと結構いっぱいファンが好きでしたから本当子供みたいでしたね。それをブラマナジ一尊称していました。だけではなく his hobby was to catch fish. 魚をする。それが趣味ですね。So he has had a habit. Not only that is to play cards. Card of play. So this type of things generally the monks they don't do like that. This type of the catching fish or playing cards. But Brahmanaji used to do it. So sometimes people are confused. Why his spiritual son, president of the Ramakrishna order, why is catching fish, why is playing card, why he makes jokes, those things. What is the purpose? Ramakrishna ソインの委員長と例えばその人ラマクリシュナスピリチュアルソン息子とそれぐらい霊的なこれとても高いレベルの方でしたけれども どうせちょっと矛盾みたいではないですか。So if someone is of the spiritual height, you will often talk of spirituality or meditate or you see, do japa. So that is our general image of a spiritual, I mean, of a saint, I should say. That is the image of a saint or of a great monk. ですけど、どうしてブラマナンジーはその種類ですね。本当に世俗的な人みたい。例えば、キャッチングフィッシュ、例えば、playing card, to play card. So, the answer is, his mind is always soaring in such a high plane that it would be difficult for him to bring it down to the ordinary plane. So it was not exactly like Sri Ramakrishna, not to that extent of Sri Ramakrishna, but he also had quite a bit of this, I should say, mental attitude. So, Brahmanandaji はスリラムクリシュナといつもそうでしたね。いつもこれ神様とサマディにいつも入ってますですね。だからいつもその状態は普通の状態です。スリラムクリシュナの普通の状態はサマディに入る。でそのサマディのこれ状態から自分は戻らないと教えはできませんですか。ですね。教えは無理ではないですか。でそれのために強引でその心をサマディの状態から引きつけてで皆さんに教えてました。例えばね、コンパスの針ですね。いつもノートでしょ。これ北ですね。もしどこ動いてもいつも北にまた戻ります。スリラムクリシュナの心は just like that. Always see state of samadhi. But he used to, out of compassion, 慈悲で皆さんのために強引でそのサマディのレベルから自分の心を引き戻してで教えてました。So it's very strange, very special, extraordinary like that. とブラマナンダジは大体その状態でした。それのためにブラマナンダジはね、そのレベルから普通のレベルに戻らないと、一つは体なくなるの可能性あります。ね、その感じでいつもその状態に存在しています。もう一つ問題が、これその処理方はどうして現れてます。神様の化身と一緒に大きな目的は皆さん世俗的な人にこれ Please come, I'm trying my best to do both. No, enjoying, but they will enjoy more.
But I think the translation machine is a little bit broken, Maharaj. The machine is a little bit
No problem.
malfunctioning.
Well, even that also, Marahat, even a dead elephant is also very expensive. So, the thing is this, as I said, that the purpose of appearance, the purpose of being born, is to show people the path of peace and enlightenment. Now, if they are always immersed in samadhi, how can they do that? So the purpose of their birth becomes then it becomes futile. So that's why they, though they are natural trained of their mind is to always get united with the God, but they forcibly try to pull their mind to the ordinary plane so that they can, you see, show the afflicted people, the people who are suffering from various mental problems and the spiritual problems, to show them the path of peace and enlightenment.
こういった、 大な魂のは体を取るのは、皆さんに平和の道を示すためですけれども、自然的にいつも神様と合流する形になりますが、無理でも普通の、意識に戻られるようにいつも努力して、皆様を平安の道に導くためです。
So that was the reason that he used to just, so to say, indulge in this type of, or I should do this type of, very ordinary, which ordinary people generally used to do. That means hobby like catching fish or playing cards or making some fun, so or teasing others, so and talking of so many secular things. So that was the purpose. But there were people who could misunderstand him easily. So, but the real purpose behind all these things is that to bring down their mind from the plane of God to the plane of the world, so that they could talk to them, guide them, instruct them, and guide them in the path of peace and enlightenment.
魚を釣ったりトランプをしたり、あといたずらしたり世俗的な話をする理由は、それですね。意識を普通の世界に戻すためですが、彼の本当の、性質を知らない人はこれを誤解、しやす誤解する可能性が高かったですね。けれども目的は皆さんを平安と、悟りの道へ導くためでした。
I give you one example. So once a deputy magistrate or maybe deputy magistrate from one place called Bengal, called Midnapur. So the deputy magistrate hired a magistrate. It's a very high administrative post. So he came to Belur Math and he heard of Swami Brahmanandaji, of his spiritual height, and then he was interested to seek to get his spiritual instructions, advices from Swami Brahmanandaji, and if possible also to, take initiation also. So with that purpose, he came to Belur Math. Then when he entered, he saw one monk. There's a small pond. So one person was catching fish. One monk was catching fish. Anyway, so it was it appeared a little strange to him. Even then, he finally had gone to the monastery, main monastery. Then he asked, I want to meet Swami Brahmanandaji.
ある時、ミンダポールの、その地区の、理事長の方は、スワミ・ブラフマナンダジの、霊的なレベルとか悟りについて来たことがあり、霊的な助言でしたりイニシエーションなどを受けたいと思ってベルルマートに行きました。でその時ベルルマートに入ったら、あるお坊さんは池で魚を釣っている姿を見ました。
Then he met there one senior monk who was actually Swami Premanandaji. So he asked him, I want to meet, where is he? Then Premanandaji knew that Brahmanji was catching fish, but he could not naturally tell it to him that he is catching fish. But so he just kept quiet. Premanandaji did not give any reply. He just kept quiet. Then suddenly, by some sort of premonition, that officer asked, I saw one Swami was catching fish. Is he Brahmanandaji? Then Brahmanji had to say, yes, he is Swami Brahmanandaji. Then he was so shocked that he said, oh, I am not going to take an initiation from a person who catches fish, from a monk who catches fish. Then he immediately left Belur Math. So being shocked. Then when after some time Brahmanaji returned, then Swami Premanandaji just little sort of in a complaining attitude said, Raja Maharaj, today such a high officer came to get initiation from you, but when he came to know that you understood that you were catching fish, so he just left, being very much grieved and shocked and angry. Then Brahmaji said, he used to call his name, actual previous name is Baburam. He is just a little older than Brahmaji. He said, Baburam da, brother Baburam, oh, don't bother. You see, by Thakur's grave, such officers also will come here. So if one does not come, if one such officer leaves the mott, then other officers, even higher officer than him, will also come by Thakur's grace to this place. And he meant also to him.
そのミンダポールの理事はブラマナンダジに会って、彼に尋ねました。ブラマナンダジはどこにいますか？でブラマナンダジはラジャマハラジが魚を釣ってるのを知ってましたけれども、少し恥ずかしくて言えなかった。でもその理事長は予感して、先ほど私池の近くに魚を釣ってるお坊さん見ましたけれども、それはブラマナンダですか？
でないですか。
そうですブラマナンダジが、はい、答えるしかなかったので、でもそれを知った時に非常に驚いて、少し怒りました。私は絶対そのような魚を釣るお坊さんからイニシエーションを受けません。
受けたくない。
で戻りました。
ね、
そして、その後もう少し後ブラマナンダジが戻って、でブラマナンダジが少し
文句みたい。
そう文句の形で言いました。マラージこういう公職の方が、政府の方が聞きましたけれども、あなたは魚を釣ってるのを見て驚いて怒って帰りましたでなんかもうちょっと注意した方がいいんですかって言いましたけれども、ラジャマハラジが言いました。バブラムダ、このような人は将来的にはもっともしタコールの恩寵であればもっと来るでしょう。なのであなたは心配しないでください。
戻ってもあなた心配しない。そこから戻ってもあなたあまり心配しないでください。1週間ぐらい後、その方まだ戻りました。で、またそう、I'm telling. So after some 1 week, he returned and also met Swami Premanandaji. Said, Revered sir, can you please arrange so that I can meet Brahmanji? Then Premanandaji said, why? He complained, I will not take initiation from his Fisher Swami, Mecho Swami, Mecho Sadhu's কাছ থেকে. Mecho, actually the word he used, Mecho Sadhu. The Mecho Sadhu is difficult to translate into English. So Mecho Sadhu. So one is fond of this type of catching fish from that type of monk, I don't know. So you told like that and you left. Then why you returned? So you see, for last 7 days, I cannot forget his face. All the time, his face is appearing in my mind. And it makes my mind so restless that I cannot do my work. So I return. So please arrange my meeting with him. So then Premananji, okay. Then he started visiting Brahmanji. He got initiation from Brahmanji. And you know, Guru Dakshina, sometimes when you see, this is initiation, so deshi wa into the system so this person also gave some Guru Dakshina, you see, offset to the Guru, not only money, but also very costly fishing rod. The whole set of it. The fishing, and that fishing rod is still there. Brahmanji, there is a temple of Brahmanji. So there is second floor. First floor is, Brahmanji's zoo is there, image. Second floor, there is a bedroom of Swami Brahmanji, and there that is kept.
しかし1週間後またそのミンダポールの理事長が戻りました。でスワミ・ブラマナンダジにも一度会って頼みました。どうかブラマナンダジに、紹介してください。会いたいです。でもブラマナンダジは少し驚きました。どうしてですか？あなたは1週間前に魚を釣るお坊さんからイニシエーションを受けたくないと固く言いまして戻りましたのに、なぜ今イニシエーションを受けたいんですか
He did not go that far. You have to meet him.
どうして会いたいんですか？なぜならその後毎日この1週間の毎日彼の You say his face. Did he see his face?
Yes, when he was catching fish, he saw just as a glimpse.
Or his figure. 彼の姿を忘れることができません。毎日現れていって仕事に集中できないのでどうか
心も、
紹介してください。そうで紹介して、でその人が何回もブラマナンダジに会いに来てでイニシエーションを受けました。でイニシエーションの時に伏せを出す瞬間があるんですけれども非常に、豪華な、高い、釣り竿を送りましたその釣り竿はまだベルルマットの中にあります。
Then another time, so when I was in Balaram Mandir, in Kolkata, where Tagore often used to visit his house, Balaram Mandir. So Brahmanja used to love to stay there. So in the Balaram Mandir's house, and there's a special room for him, where whenever he would come, he would be stay in that room and also sleep and whatever. And that room was very well furnished. It's like a very rich man. So one day, what happened? A very distinguished person, he was a professor. So he just came to meet Brahmanji, but he did not tell others about it. So he was just searching for him. Then he saw, he just entered the room and he saw Brahmanji sleeping and this very well furnished room. And so it was shocking to him. He thought the spiritual son also of Swami, of Sri Ramakrishna, such a great monk, it would be full of renunciation. There would be a very simple, austere life of austerity. But in the room there would be almost nothing would be there. But it was so well furnished and his dress was very see, costly and like that. So he was very much disappointed and shocked. But he did not leave the place. He was just waiting outside. And Brahmanaji also didn't know that he came because that time he was sleeping. Then he was just waiting. Then when Brahmanaji got up, then he told his attendant, I want to meet him, but did not tell that I already had entered into the room. I want to meet him. Then he said, okay. So then the meeting was arranged. Then he talked to Brahmanaji, and when after talking he was leaving, he said, I was going to make the greatest blunder of my life. You see, one of my biggest problems has been solved by Swami Brahmanandaji. So would I have just first time we saw in a very well furnished room, so he was very disappointed. So would I have left that time, this place, then I would have committed the greatest blunder in my life. So, but he did not. Then just after talking with Brahmanaji for a very short time, is one of the greatest problems of his life was solved. So this show that there is a often chance to misunderstand Swami Brahmanaji by seeing only the external. So that's why I am giving you these examples. Because people generally judge a person by seeing only the external. Huh? So these are the cases. So I told you.
もう一つの出来事を紹介します。ある時、スワミ・ブラマナンダジがバララン・マンディール、バララン帽子の家に、宿泊しました。彼はそこで泊まるの大好きでした。タクール、もう
スリラーマクリシナ。
スリラーマクリシナはそこを何回も訪れましたから。そして彼が泊まる時にいつも同じ部屋に泊まってたんですけれども、家具などは非常にいいもの、贅沢なものが置いてありました。ある時、ある有名な人は大学の先生が彼に会いに来ました。けれども会いに来たのは誰にも言わなくて、あちこち探してました。そして突然その部屋に入りましたけど、すごく豪華で、あそこブラマナンダジが寝てるのを見て、服もいい服でした。でその時突然驚きました。スリラーマクリシナの霊的な息子は放棄に満ちた生活をするべきじゃないですか。苦行をしてるはずなのに、こんな豪華な部屋に寝てるなんとどういうことでしょう。で、そのまま戻ろうと思ってたんですけれども、ちょっとその気持ちを抑えて外で待ってました。そして自社にあってスワミ・ブラファーナンダジに会いたいんですけれども、で頼んで、はい、じゃあ連れてきます。でも前会ったことを部屋に入ったのを伝えなかった。そしてブラマナンダジに会って、で話が終わったら彼言いました。私はなんと私の人生の中で一番大きな大罪を犯そうとしたんですね。彼のことを誤解して戻ろうとしたんですけれども、短時間で彼と話しただけで人生の一番大きな、問題を解決することができました。なので、人が見かけだけで彼のスワミ・ブラマナンダジの本質を誤解することが多くありました。
So now I am telling you about his spiritual height. See, so this is so special. For example, because he is the president, naturally there will be some managing committee meeting, the trustees meeting to decide some important issues regarding the management and administration and so many centers. So it would be required. There will be some occasional there will be some meetings of the trustees and the members of the managing committee. And because Brahmanji was the president, so naturally his presence was very important in such meetings. But though he would be repeatedly requested to attend such meeting, he would generally decline. No. And so dates had to be deferred again and again. That was one problem with him. But he was the president. Unless he is there, if he is out of station is another thing. But he is there. But and if there will be meeting, managing committee is meeting, and he will not be present. So naturally, this meeting would not be valid. So they would try. The last time secretary was Assistant Secretary Swami Buddhuddhanandaji, Swamiji's disciple, though he took initiation from Holy Mother. And then Sharadanji as the General Secretary. So they would again and again attend the meeting, but he would not generally agree. Another thing also sometimes, so this is one thing. Another thing, so once also it happened, there's an important document at that. So before, it has to be document has to be sent to government office for some sort of registration or like that, validation. So president's signature is necessary. Some important documents. Without president's signature, nothing can be done. So then they would request him, say Swami Sharadanji or Shuddhanji, Maharaj, please sign this document. So signing a document, you see, it's nothing. There are, when I was in the Vidyamandir College principal, I have to make so many signs, so many signs, maybe hundreds sometimes. So signing a document is nothing. Anytime it can be done, however busy one may be. But Brahmanaji, the interesting thing is this, that he would not agree, even not to put his signature. He said, no, today my health is not good. Today I don't feel like that. Oh, let it be another day. So 4 or 5 times, so it would be like that. Just on signature also would be difficult to get from him. So then one day, so they just pressed him very much. Maharaj, today you must sign. Because official documents are there, there's a limit of date also is there. So last date. Well, to Maharaj, today you must. So when pressed like that, so Maharaj said, you see, then he took the pen to sign. Then he said, you see, I forgot the spelling of my name. I forgot the spelling of my name, so please come another day. So then, after that, nothing can be done. So later he was asked, why you do like that? Why again and again you want to say, I will not attend the meeting, I will not sign. Then he said, he diverged, confident. You see, to me the world appears like a shadow. It's not real. So that's why all the things, all your business and all these things, all become like a dream to me, like a shadow. That's why I cannot bring my mind down to such type of business. It's no problem, you understand it. Now what type of, where his mind was, is almost mind was, what should I say, dwelling? Where his mind is dwelling, from that you can understand, in what plane. Yeah.
もう一つ、このラマキリスナミッションの運営に、関わる委員会が、定期的に行われていましたけれども、その委員会が有効なもの、として認めるために委員長の参加が必要でした。当然のことなんですけれども、首 シュッタナンダジ、サラダナンダジはブラマナンダジに何回も頼んでも時々、いや今日は行きません、できません。ベルルマットの中に開かれたとしても行かなかった。で、非常に困りました。で、それと関連するもう一つの出来事がありました。ある時、政府に重要な資料、書類を、届け出しないといけないことがあったんですけれども、委員長のサインが必要でした。で、サインは非常に簡単なもので、例えばマハラジがビディアマンディルの学長だった時に、1日100回ぐらいのサインをしてました。言いましたけれど
So
も、
for that I have to do
特
two
別
types
な
of work, signature. One is full signature, one is short signature. Most of they are short signature because so many signatures are necessary. So unless it is actually necessary, the full signature, just make a short signature. On so many, because bills and all so many things, vouchers, so you have to put sign, principal signature is necessary.
うん
So just SWM. SW. So that's why I'm telling you, it's just a very routine matter and very small thing.
うん
Within every administration, administrative officer, they are used to all these things.
うん
And in Japan, hanko, but in India and some other countries, they actually sign, not hanko. There's a difference.
非常に簡単なもので特別な努力が必要ない。時々マハラジ自分の名前をきれいに書く必要があったんですけども、ほとんどは省略バージョンで簡単に書けました。けれどもブラマナンダジは頼まれる際に、いや今日は調子が悪い、ちょっと具合が悪い、ちょっと別の日に来てください、今日は無理って断りました。でも、もう締め切りがあって必ず出さないといけないことになったので、彼にもう必ず今日サインしてくださいサインしてくれないと戻りませんで、ブラマナンダジが言いました。すいません、私の名前の綴りを忘れてしまいました。
これ it took also the pen also.
そう、ペンを取って自分の名前を書こうとしたら書けませんでした。自分の名前の綴りが忘れてしまいました。
So another thing.
で、なぜそういうことをするんですかってブラマナンダジに聞いたときに、本当に理由を伝えました。はい、ご覧なさい。私にとってこのあなたたちの世界は幻、影のようなものとして見ています。もう存在しない。だからあなたたちの、いろんな委員会とか手続きの書類の届け出とかすべて夢のように見て、あんまりそれに参加する、ことは難しいですということです。
So then,
そのことからスワミ・ブラマナンダジの心はどのようにどれほど高いレベルにあったのか、わかるでしょう。
So then several examples, as you know, Sri Ramakrishna by touching awakened the spiritual consciousness. There are so many examples are there, just by touching, and sometimes without even touching, just wishing, let his potential spiritual power be awakened. So just mere by wishing, even not touching, he could do it. And Brahmanaji on certain occasions also he will also do the same thing. What happened? One day, so that is in Bhubaneswar Mutt. So a young man, just very calm and quiet. He used to come to study books in the library, but he had not any particular acquaintance with the monks. But for the exact reasons not clearly known, but one day Swami Brahmanandaji came out from his room and asked the young man, please face me, and then Brahmanji touched him. the moment he touched him, he immersed in the deep samadhi. And after that, he never returned and no one knew what happened to him. So, this is a very strange thing, in Thakur Gospel, Hatat Siddha, suddenly someone, spiritual life is aroused like that. So they are Hatat Siddha, Kripa Siddha by grace sometimes, without any previous, though there is no such self-effort, still by grace or something else, which cannot be explained. So these are the examples like that. That before that young person, he would not meditate or had some acquaintance with the monks. But suddenly what happened, definitely some potentiality was there, which other persons could not understand, but Brahmanji knew. So just by mere touch, he immediately entered deep samadhi, and after that he simply left. And he never returned, and no one knows, no one knew what happened to him.
シリラマ・クリシュナは一触れでしたり、願うだけで人の霊的な意識を高めることができた。ブラマナンダジも、時には同じ力を表すことができました。ボバネーシュバル・マーテにいた時に、ある非常に物静かな男の人が、図書館に来てたくさんの本を勉強してましたけれども、お坊さんとの交わりがありませんでした。交流が なかったんですけれども、ある時スワミ・ブラマナンダジがご自身の部屋から出て彼を見て言いました、私を見てください。そして見た時に彼を触った。触ると突然彼がとても深いサマディに入られました。でその経験の後、彼は、マットに一度も戻らず、どうなったか誰も分かりませんが、ゴスペル、福音書に書いてあるように、クリッパーシッダー、神様の恩寵で、完璧な人、悟った人になった例もあります。でこの人はその例の一つでしょう。他の人が見えなかった彼の潜在的な能力があって、ブラマナンデジの一触れでそれを目覚ませました。
Then, you see, there's a reminiscence by Swami Vijayanandaji of Swami Brahmanaji. He was a disciple. Later he became the founder of Argentina, the Center Vedanta Society of Argentina in South America. So he was the founder of that long before, in 1930s. He had gone there and for many years. So he preached Vedanta. And sometimes he used to visit Brazil and other places also, other countries of South America. So then Vijayanandaji was a disciple of Swami Brahmanaji. So he is reminiscing. And here he says, very significant comment, outward it is supernatural power, the people, Chonoryoku, develop some supernatural powers. But how to explain this supernatural power? How it happens? We just know supernatural power, but how it happens? So there's an explanation in that. So now the explanation is this: if one can control the microcosm, then one can control the macrocosm. So that a macrocosm, how to control this? It's in the form of his own personality. That means he can fully control of his own mind and of his own intelligence. So that is at the micro level. Then he can control also, and you see, the the same entity which is in macro level. So if you control the you see the macrocosm, in other words, if you can control the microcosm, you can control the macrocosm also. So I repeat, if you can control your microcosm, then you can also control the macrocosm.
You said you can control the same entity, Maharaj.
Because the same entity which is in micro level, the same entity is in a very big dimension, is in macro level.
Is that the Atman, Maharaj? Atman, Maharaj? Is that the Atman?
It's not really Atman. It's a nature. We are talking about nature, Prakriti.
Okay.
Because in Atman there is nothing like that.
スワミ・ビジャヤナンダジ、ブラマナンダジの直弟子、で、1930年代にアルゼンチンに行って、あそこの、ソインを作って、ブラジルにも何回も訪れたんですけれども、階層の中にそのシッディ超能力の、仕組みについて説明しました、で彼が言いました。自分のマイクロコスモ、つまり自分の心、知性を完全にコントロールすることができたとき、マクロコスム、宇宙のに働く同じ原理もコントロールすることができます。中と外も同じプラクリティが働いているから。
So Prakriti one is a micro level and the Prakriti is at the macro level. Same Prakriti. So the Prakriti within us as an individual and the Prakriti which is all pervading the universe. Because what is in one atom is actually the whole thing, the universe is made of that same atom. So you understand this point. So what happens in consequence? So we generally are victims or subject to the nature. But in this case, when one can control it, the nature will follow that person. You understand? So whatever he says, nature actually will also accordingly it will follow. So this is the explanation of this supernatural power.
一つの原子に入っているものは全宇宙にも入っている、仕組みが同じなので、それをコントロールすることができれば全宇宙もコントロールすることができます。で、私たちは普段視線の奴隷ですね。視線が望むまま私たちが動いているんですけれども、悟った人の場合は逆です。視線はその奴隷で彼らに言うことを従います。それは超能力の説明。
But I should just correct and add, it's not even without attaining the Satori, one who has advanced sufficiently spiritual, he can also supernatural powers. But what's the difference? Before one actually becomes a realized soul, to use that supernatural power is dangerous. Because it enhances your ego, which finally becomes an obstacle to your spiritual realization. But after you become a realized soul, then the ego is completely eliminated. So then you can use the same power for the welfare or well-being of others. That is what Jesus had done. So Swami Brahmanji, for example, why I said I give you the example, then you will understand. For that I made this, I should say, introduction, gave this introduction.
もう一つは訂正と言ってもいいでしょうが、悟っての人もかなり霊的に進歩すると超能力が得られます。パタンジャリヨガストラにあると同じですけれども、 心の、精神統一がかなりできている人は超能力ができるんですけれども、悟っていない時にそれを使うとエゴが強くなり堕落してしまいます。けども悟った人は自分のためではなくね、他人のためしか使わない、例えばイエス様がいろんな人の病を癒したそういういった形で使います。でこれはサミブラマナンダジの、使った時の超能力のいきさつを紹介しました。
So once, Swami Brahma, Big Gyananandaji, he was one of the brother disciples of Swami Brahmanji. He also was a direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. And by profession as an engineer. He was a student of science and then he studied engineering and became a very big officer, as a district engineer, you see. He was a district engineer and it was he who made a plan of Belur Math main temple, and finally it was during his time that Belur Math, he made a plan and showed it to Swamiji. Swamiji approved it, but long after Swamiji's passing away, the Belur Math main temple was constructed with the help of the Martin Band Company. Anyway, so this Swami, he was a man of science, so he has very rationalistic mind, but he was also very spiritually very high level. He had a very high level of spirituality. And one day, when Swami Bigyanandaji was staying in Belur Math, that time Brahmanji also of course was there. So there was some argument between these two monks. So Brahmanji said there is something called supernatural powers. Then Brahma began said, "No, I don't believe it. I don't see any. There are some supernatural powers." Then Brahma said, "Do you want to get a proof of it?" Yes, I want to proof of it. So I bet. So there was a 10 that time 10 rupees for example, say 100 yen bet. So that time 100 yen now and 100 yen some 40, 60 years before was very much different. That time 100 yen a lot of value. So like that. So there's a bet between the two monks. So that day, it was a quite hot day. The sun was quite scorching heat was there. The sky was completely blue. Not a trace of cloud was there. So then Brahmanji said, today at 1 p.m. there will be rain. Then he said, impossible. Brahmanji said, impossible. It can't be. Because for days together there is no rain. And the sky was, as I said, very clean. No trace of cloud. Nothing is there. No sign at all. So he said, no, impossible. So then it's a bet. That's it. He said, 10 rupees bet. Then, little before, so there is sometimes the construction of maybe Swami Vivekananda's temple. So some lime was brought for the purpose of construction. It was in a boat, lime, lime. So Brahmanji asked one of the brahmacharis to go to the boatman and said to cover the lime. But outwardly there is no reason to cover the lime because it is so sunny, So why it should be covered? But he said, no, going to cover the lime. That's used for the construction, Chun ke the lime ito. Then, so Big Ganj was coming again and again and checking. Even before 30 minutes before 1 p.m., there's no sign. So he was sure that he would win the bet. So then, just say 10 minutes before 1 p.m., suddenly the lot of cloud, dark cloud, gathered and it covered the sky. And sharp at 1 p.m., there's a heavy rain. Heavy rain. Then Big Gamji came out from his room, saw, and returned to his own room. So then he obviously was defeated, the bet. Then Brahmaji asked, give me 10 rupees. Then he said, Maharaj, you don't know I have no money, so you please give me. You please give me 10 rupees, then I shall give it back to you. Anyway, here important thing is this, that if one can control one's, you see, one's microcosm personality, then he can, or the nature at the microcosm level, then he can control the nature at the macrocosm level. So this is how the supernatural powers can be explained, and Brahmaji had that power. So nature would follow him. But as I said, it is dangerous to use that power before you once realization.
So it rained because Brahmanandaji said
Yes.
it will rain at once.
Yes. So the nature followed. Nature just followed him. That's the example of it.
I see.
Otherwise, there's no, as I say, there will be some signs of that, no? Some indication will be there. So just before 10 minutes, there's nothing, as they say, bolt from the blue. You know, there's an expression in English, bolt from the blue. The absolute sky, suddenly there's lightning. So nothing, just 10 minutes before the cloud gathered and became, sky was full of, you see, covered by dark cloud, and then sharp at 1 p.m. started raining. How can you explain it?
もう一つの事例があります。スワミ、ビギャナナンダージとの出来事ですね。彼はスリラマクリスナの直弟子で、エンジニアなんですけれども、土木に関わっていたんですね。ベンガルの大きな地区の、担当者でした。でも後ほど出家してベルルマットの一番大きな、聖堂、真ん中にある聖堂の、何でしょう、青写真を作ってスワミジに見せました。でスワミジがそれに参照したんですけれども、だいぶスワミジが亡くなってから多分2、30年間経って建てることができました。彼非常に合理的な人で、エンジニアだから簡単にその迷信とか信じなかった。けれども同時に悟った人でした。ある時ベルルでこういう討論がありました。ブラマナンダジは、超能力は必ずありますよ。で彼は、いや私見たことないので絶対ないでしょう。よし、お金をかけましょうってブラマナンダジってその時の10ルピー、今1万円ぐらいかなをかけました。もう、じゃあ2万円とかなんか結構大きなお金をかけました。でその日は猛暑、非常に暑くて数日間の間に雲一つもなく青空でした。でも、ブラマナンダジは言いました。今日雨が降るでしょう。いや絶対ないでしょう。いや今日は午後1時必ず雨が降りますよ。よし、お金をかけますで、皆さん自分のところに戻ってブラマナンダジがお寺の建築に使ってた石灰わかる、はい、が積んでたところにそれをカバーしてください。なぜなら雨が降るでしょう。でもう少しあと、12時、50分頃
1時の本当に1時から始めますね。
そうでも
12:50
We can another went to check.
12:30 30 minutes before.
12時半頃そこの、外に出て船のところ見てなんか青空よし
ベルルマのサミジの部屋のsecond floor, from second floor, because from there veranda he could see the Ganga and the sky. So the incident took place there itself. Because in one room Brahman just living and another room, Vigyan side by side. There's a second floor of that,
あ
I mean, that old mott.
あ、まあ隣接してたんですね。2階の住んでました。
So from there,
でそこ
Ganga also could be
はい
seen, the sky also could be seen very clearly.
ガンガと空見て、まあ、全部青空でした。綺麗な天気だったので、まあ、ブラマナンダジ負けましたって信じて戻りましたけれども、10分、12時50分頃に突然非常に黒い雲がベルルマットの上に集まって、でちょうど1時になった時に非常に激しい雨が降り出しました。豪雨になりました。でギャナナンダジそれを見て出て、また静かに部屋に戻りましたブラマナンダジがギャナナンダジの部屋に入って、よし、お前が約束していた2万円をちょうだいでも彼が言いました。マハラージ、ご存知のように私はお金一切ありませんどうかそのお金を私に渡して私があなたに戻します
So,
なのでその自分の
nature will follow.
マイクロコスモをコントロールすることで、まあ、宇宙全部自分の言う通りに従います。雨が降った理由はブラマナンダジが1時から降るからですね。
So nature followed him.
そうでも悟っていない人はそのパワーを使うと堕落してしまいます。
So これとても面白いで、Then
Shall we learn to do that, Maharaj? Shall we learn to do that?
So now the last incident I'll tell. We told Onimama, also he told that one actress generally that time in the stage, public stage, no women of any good family or aristocratic family or middle class family would go for acting. Also but on the other hand, long before only the male, they would play in the role of a female. But somehow it would not be natural, you understand. When a male acting as in a female role, as you know, what is it? Kabuki also 同じでないですか。歌舞伎ものフィメルですね。So メールが男性は女性のプレイアクティングしてますでしょ。So it's somehow it is not natural. So then that time the stage manager, including Girish Chandra Ghosh, so they thought of actually the women should play the part of women, the role of a woman. The women should play in the play of a woman. But because good family or middle class family would agree to do that, so then sometimes the women of some ill repute, so profession, for example Baishu, so they would be sometimes employed for that purpose, and some of them have really great talents also, and some of them also for some special reason they are forced to take that profession of, that prostitution. Anyway, so then what happened, one lady was there, Tara Sundari. He was a great actress, has great talent, and though by profession he was like that, by Shunu profession. But after playing that, and Girish Chandra Ghosh was that mostly the teacher. He used to teach them how to act. And they had such a great talent, so they could pick it up and play very nice and very impressive. So one day she came, first time. they also heard, of course, of Sri Ramakrishna. Then they came to meet Swami Brahmanandaji. They knew from Girish Chandra Ghosh that Brahmanji is the spiritual son of Sri Ramakrishna and has a great spiritual height and the president of Belur. And these ladies, they are so much pain in their heart. Na? On one hand, they wanted to live a very good life, a pure life. On the other hand, their profession was made them like that. So there's great dilemma and confusion, and a lot of pain was there, accumulated in their heart. So sometimes it was very unbearable for them too. And then on such an occasion, the Tara Sundari came to Belur Math to meet Swami Brahmanandaji. So then he met a brahmachari. It's that same Vijayanandaji, who at that time has the brahmachari. So Vijayanji also, though he has brahmachari, but he already knew about this Tara Sundari as a very successful actress and very famous actress. Then when Tara Sundari requested him, so he recognized that she is Tara Sundari. But because he comes from such a, he has some such this sort of profession also, so he was hesitating, because lady Tara Sundari wanted to meet, get some sort of, to meet Swami Brahmanandaji. So she requested that brahmachari, can you please inform Swami Brahmanandaji that I want to meet him. Then the brahmachari did not like, of course, that actress should meet Swami Brahmanandaji. Then he said no, because it is known, of course, that was true, noon time of rest. So he said, no, Maharaj cannot meet you, because now it's time for his rest. But she insisted, no, please go and tell Brahmanandaji that I am to meet him. Then willy-nilly he had gone to Brahmanandaji, and the moment Brahmanandaji heard that Tara Sundari wants to meet him, immediately said, go, run and bring her here, immediately. So the brahmachari was quite surprised. Why Brahmanji is so keen to meet her, and even at this odd hour, when it's time of rest. But when the brahmachari reported to Tara Sundari that yes, Maharaj agreed to meet you, then she came and entered Maharaj's room and just fell at Brahmaji's feet and crying. And Brahmaji said, Mother, my daughter, so in that way, affectionately, please get up, no, please get up. So tell me what is in your heart. So in that way, he consoled her. But she was crying, and then finally, when she was doing like that, she was also crying and telling like that, Father, you know, nothing is unknown to you. You know what is in my heart, what is the pain, what is my mental pain, all you know. So please protect me, please save me, please see that I can get mental peace. So in that way she was crying and crying. Then Brahmanji said, look, you address me as father. So from now you have become the daughter of me. So lead your life in a way so that you really introduce yourself as the daughter of Swami Brahmananda. See how he turned the whole thing. See, there's Brahmanji himself told like that. Because you called me father, So you are my daughter. So lead a life in such a way so that you can introduce yourself that I am the daughter of Swami Brahmananda. And Brahmananda's daughter, what is people's expectation from a daughter of Swami Brahmananda? So then Swami Brahmananda just told her this, and then asked the brahmachari, please bring some sweets and all these things to feed, so that to feed her. Then she was very much peaceful. All these words of consolation and comfort gave a lot of mental peace, and she returned. And then, as you know, she had gone to Bhubaneswar, built her house, and doing spiritual practices. And when Brahmanji passed away, then she heard about it and she came. And then she met the same brahmachari. That time he became a monk. Then he said, my brother, addressed the Vijayanandaji, my brother, now our father, means Brahmanandaji, is no more in physical body, but he will be always in our heart, isn't it? So Vijayanji told about that. And there's a complete transformation in her by that time. So this, see the positive way how to, not to at all, consider that he is coming from such a background, nothing of the sort. Rather, he gave completely even new direction to her life, so that she could regard herself as a daughter of Swami Brahmananda. So see how these saints, they change their life, transform the life of this type of degraded persons or fallen persons, and make them, I should say, holy and a real devotee.
Take a while.
Okay.
当時のカルカッタの社会では劇場にロールを演じるのは家柄が良い女性が絶対しませんでした。で、男優は女性と男性両方のロールを演じてました。歌舞伎と同じなんですけれども、その時ギリシャチャンドラゴーシは、女性は女性のロールを演じるべきと考えて、で家柄のいい女性が、女優になりたくなかったので、その売春とか底辺の女性たちを集めて彼女たちがそのロールを演じてました。彼女たちは、余儀なくその生活を送ってたんですけれども、中には非常に才能のある人もいました。例えばタラ・スンダリという女優さんですね。でスリーラーマ・クリスナのことをギリシャを経由で聞いてたので、スワミ・ブラフマナンダジに会いたかったです。なぜなら彼がその霊的な息子でしたからですね。で彼女たちは、純粋な生活を送りたいと同時に堕落した生活を送ってたので、心の中に非常に痛ましい思いをしてたんです。それを耐えられなくて、ある日タラスンダリが、ベルルマットに、走り込みました。で先ほどマハラジが紹介したビジャヤナンダジ、アルゼンチンのスワミ、その時に、自社でした。アテンダントでした。で、昼休み中でしたので普段会えないんですね、休んでいるところで、ビジャヤナンダジがタラスンダリのことを知ってました。で彼女がそれを頼んだ時に彼はあんまり嬉しく思いませんでした。このような堕落した女性をマハラジにのところに連れて行くのは良くないけど、彼女は強く しがんだので、しぶしぶながらマハラジの部屋に行って言いました。こういう、タラスンダリ女優さんがあなたに会いたいんです。で、ブラマナンダジは、よし、お前は走って彼女を早く連れてきてください。で、非常に不思議に思ったんですけれども、走って彼女を連れてきて、で、彼女が彼の部屋に入った途端に、足元のところに体を投げてずっと泣いてました。泣いて、でブラマナンダジが慰めの言葉をして、もうちょっと立ってください、大丈夫です。で彼女が言いました。
お父さん。
そう、お父さんね。お父さん、あなた、父はあなたにはあなたは知らないことはないです。私の中のすべて、知ってます。私の中の苦しみが知っています。どうか私を守ってください。どうか私に平安を与えてください。で、その後、ブラマナンダジが言いました。よし、あなたは私をお父さんと呼びました。そのように、今後もお父さんと呼んでください。なぜなら、あなたは私の娘になりました。どうかこれから自分はブラマナンダジの娘と自己紹介するときにそれに値する生活を送ってください。スワミ・ブラマナンダジの娘は霊的な修行を行い純粋な人などと期待されていますので、あなたもそうなりなさいという意味ですね。で、数年後、だいぶ時間が経って、彼女がボバネーシュワルに住んで、その時ブラマナンダジが亡くなった時ですね。で、彼女がボバネーシュワルのアシュラマに行ってビジャヤナンダ、今お坊さんになってたんですけれども、言いました。弟よ、私たちのお父さんも亡くなりましたけれども、彼は永遠に私たちの心の中に住みます。で、その後彼女はまた霊的な修行をつけました。で、それで一生を終えました。このように堕落した人を非難せずに、彼らの命を変化させる力があります。非難を与えて、その悪い方向性からいい方向性に変化させる、新しい道を開いてくださるような力があります。
Okay. Now my question to you, because I want to see how attentively you listened and understood. あなたは主張してどれぐらい聞きましたと理解しました。それは私から質問。So, for example, my first question is, why Swami Brahmanji, unlike the monks, why Brahmanji often used to talk some on mundane matters, secular matters, then catching fish, playing cards, cutting joke, making funs. So what is the purpose of doing all this? Though usually a monk would not do like that. どうぞ。質問？日本語？日本語で？
普通のお坊さんと違って、普通のお坊さんは絶対世俗的な話しない、トランプしない、魚を釣らないけど、どうしてスワミ・ブラマナンダジはそれらすべてをしてました？理由は何ですか？
I reply already. 私は説明しました。
説明しま
な
した。
答え。
そう。
As per him, if you are doing something with love and bhakti, I believe it creates a balance between things, and also he was a
He was an avid person who believed in if you are able to control small things in nature, you will be able to control that in a bigger level.
No, that's another thing. Just my question is only this: why it's not unlike him other monks? Why is to engage himself, or you love to do all these things which are unlikely for him to do by an ordinary monk? What's the purpose?
Yeah, I think Maharaj that although it is a very interesting factor of being a monk, I think that as I said before, he wanted to do things with love and bhakti rather than always being serious about things. So maybe because of
Acha,
that.
okay.
I
So,
know the answer, Maharaj. But maybe somebody
OK、
else
他の、はい。例えば、もし、答えあったらどうぞ言ってください。
その釣りをしてた理由でしょ、
はい。
それはマハラジの説明はブラハマーナンダジはタクルと同じようにいつもサマディの状態にいるから、それを引き戻すためにはそういう世俗の人と同じようなことをやってたと
そうです。
思います。
So I explained, because his mind is always immersed in, wanted to immerse in samadhi, so to bring it down. So これがどうしてそれがどうして引き戻したかったですか？それも説明しましたでしょ？どうして引き戻したかった？
いつもサマーディの状態だったのに引き戻さなきゃいけなかったか。
はい。どうして？
人に教えたりするため。
そうです。Good. それでいいですね。Now, another next question. People often misunderstand by seeing the external. You see? So this type of monk, for example, quite a few people were there who misunderstood 誤解しましたね。それの例どうぞお願いします。Some example I gave, 2-3 examples. 質問わかりますか？ブラマナンダジを外の見て、それいろいろで誤解しました。これをブラマナンダジ仏ので世俗的非対、それを誤解しますでしょ。それのために一人帰りますでしょ。魚を取ると。それ誤解の一つ例ではないですか。ありますでしょ。そう。So example I already told. もう一つ例、二つ例ありますでしょ。もう一つ例。一つは魚の例ね。Then another example. I gave 2 examples. You remember 2 examples?
Someone was living in a lavish style home with a lot of expensive Brahmanandaji was staying in a very lavish style home with a lot of expensive furniture and all and everything. And someone came to see him and was a little bit surprised. He asked, but he waited and asked his attendant to if there was a possibility to
meet him.
Yeah, meet him. So, but he waited there. He was about to leave, like he thought of, but he didn't. Like if he would have gone, like he wouldn't have been able to meet with some person with that magnitude. So that is an example of that.
And then he solved the problem.
And solved the problem as well.
He had in his mind there's a big problem which he could not otherwise solve it, and which was tormenting him.
He was tormenting him. Yeah.
So then he got the solution from within a few minutes.
Maharaj,
within a few minutes.
And then he thought of that if he would have gone, it would have been a blunder.
Greatest blunder.
Greatest blunder in a way. Right.
Yeah. So just 思い出してください。
バララン帽子の家にいた先生がブラマナンダジに会いに来て、ブラマナンダジは非常に贅沢な部屋に寝てた。
Another example でしょ。ありましたでしょ。 で、OK。それ思い出しますと、もう一回、2回ぐらい、1回聞いて、もう一回で思い出しますと、また印象が深くなりますでしょ。そうじゃないですか。それで、ブラマナンダジのスピリチュアルハイト、それのいろいろ例を使いました。どれぐらいいるのか。例えば、for example、
非常に高い霊的なムードにいつも入っていました。
それの例、慎吾さんありますでしょ。それもエグザンプルありますでしょ。2、3エグザンプル。いつもとても高い、心は高いのレベルで存在していました。それの例、時々引きつけて戻しましたけれども、いつもが普通はいつもとても高いレベルに存在していました。アシュちゃん覚えてますか。あんた聞いてますよ。何サイン何
スペリングを
自分の名前が書けなかった。自分の名前が書けなくなった。
どうして。なぜならこの世界は何みたい。like a shadow. Like a shadow, so not the real existence. So his mind does not come to the ordinary level when this type of transaction is possible. わかる？覚えてますか今？ Like shadow, so you cannot 普通の仕事に集中してできないです。それからもう一つはタッチしますでしょ。その若い人タッチですぐサマディに入ります。で次は何ですか。これコントロールするマイクロコズムとマクロコズム。それが何。それが何が説明が何で。自分の
スーパー超能力
能力の説明が何ですか。
説明をしてって言われて、超能力の説明
どうしてできる。何を
悟った人は超能力が使えるんだけれども、
それがちょっと違う。ミクロとマクロの話ありますですね。そうです。どうぞ言ってください。
自分の心をコントロールできれば自然もコントロールできるでした。
ミクロレベルのミクロレベルのねコントロールできだしたらマクロレベルの自然もコントロールできる。同じ自然の部分ですから。Our individual existence was a part of the nature. So if we can control it at individual nature, then at the macro level also we can control it. その話ありますでしょ。思い出しました今。でそれの例何ですか。例エグザンプル。さっき言ってました。お母さん言ってました。あれ途中で聞きましたでしょ。何が
午後1時ぐらい必ず雨が降りますよ。絶対降らないでしょうって。 ビギャナナンダジが
本当は何も原因なかったでしょ。そしてブラマナンダジはその自分のマイクロレベルのコントロールできましたから、そして自然もそれをフォローしますですね。自然の従いました、ブラマナンダジの言うこと。願いですね。願いを満足します。それが例です。わかる？カネクションわかりますか？ブラマナンダジその方でしょ。自分の心のとてもコントロールできましたから。それでマイクロレベルので自然のコントロールできましたから、マクロレベルもコントロールできる。それでしょ。で最後の何でした？例えば変化する、性格の変化する。
堕落した人の堕落した人
アクトレス日本語なんですか？
そう。
何？あなたはブラマナンダジの娘。わかる？それがトランスフォーメーションですね。ポジティブ。そう。それで全然変化します。何も否定的なこと、悪い性質すること、何も全部知ってました、もちろん。何もそれ一つも何もそれを言わないで、それだけで本当イメージがとってもいいイメージ。ブラマナンダジのダターです。You are now introduce yourself. I am the daughter of Swami Brahmananda. そのポジティブイメージでずっと考えますと、自然にトランスフォーメーション変化する。それだけだ。それもちろんその関係でいろいろやり方もありますから。そういうイメージだけでやりますと、その関係でやり方もありませんか。その感じでライフも性格も毎日の性格もその影響で変化しますでしょ。そう。So I am so how people image、皆さんのブラマナンダジの娘のイメージが何ですか。そのイメージが思いそれを合わせますでしょ。それで変化します。So see how they in a positive way they change their life completely. So many monks, great monks' life, I see here, saints' life, so many happens like that. They never criticize Holy Mother. See Holy Mother. Holy Mother は全然助言だけではなく他の人の欠点のことを考えない。自分も本当はそうですよ。他の人の欠点のことを話もホリーマザーの前にできませんでした。私聞きたくない。最初から聞きたくない。自分を見なかった、他のことから聞きたくもなかったです。So, Golapma, she was one of our attendants, Leo. So Golap Ma became angry with some person, often making some wrong things in Udbodhan, some person. So Golap Ma would tease Holy Mother. You know, that person is doing so many wrong things, but it is useless to tell all these things to you. Because you never listen to all this and you will not do anything. So it is all useless to tell you. So Golappa just one time told her.
What was mother's reaction?
Mother said, okay, but there are many other people who can find faults. Why don't you go and tell them? If you think it's useless to tell me, but there are other persons who just see other people's faults. So why don't you go and tell them? If you understand it's useless to tell me, then why do you tell me? It's a very interesting answer. Okay, just answered it. It was a very interesting answer.
ウッドボーダンに死ねたホリーマザーと一緒にアテンダントのゴラプマーが一回ホリーマザーに言いました。この who is a servant Maharaj?
Someone like that.
From
Some servant or I don't know, but
まあ
some person.
ボーダーに仕事してた人が何回も何回も過ちミスを犯してたんですけれども、それに耐えられずハリマザーに報告しました。けれども言いました。この人が何回もミスを犯してるんですけれども、あなたに言っても意味がありません。なぜかというと、あなたは人の過ちを認めたくないからです。で、ハリマザーが、それは確かです。私は過ちのことを聞きたくありません。聞きたい人に言えばいいですか？どうして私に報告します？他の人はそれを聞きたいから他の人に言え
言って
ば
ください。私に言っても無駄になんか考えますから、どうしてあなたは私に言ってます。
その人たちに言ってください。
他の人たち見つける他の人の欠点を見る人結構いますでしょ。その人に言ってください。それ面白い答えじゃないですか。If you think it is useless to tell me, why do you tell me? But there are many other people who want to see others people. Go and tell them. それが very interesting answer.
うんうん
Okay. So the Vijayani's reminiscence is very interesting. So many things are there.
Are there in Spanish, Maris? Maybe?
I don't know, but it is in English here. But in Bengali, reminiscence is not there.
Oh.
But here in detail. 少し瞑想して、というのがあります。T 大丈夫ですか？ T？Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu。じゃあ、終わりました？レコーディング？ライブ？止めます。じゃあ